Welcome to another episode of Discover Marshalltown. Kyle Martin with you, and we're at the Fisher Community Center with Convention and Visitors Bureau Director Val Ruff. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Val and I get to talk an awful lot on the radio, but I don't know that I've ever had Val on the television show before, so this could be kind of wild. So get ready. We're going to talk about the new dining guide that was just released. And Val, have you ever attempted to do anything like this before?
Well, in my short time here, just a little over a year now, we have done a visitor's guide, which is out there, and that's something that we publish about every 18 months. So we're actually looking, speaking of the visitor's guide, I'm just going to share that we will be looking at a 25th anniversary edition of the visitor's guide in 2018. But speaking of the dining guide, had a conversation with David, and we said, what is missing in the community that has to do with how we provide services and features and things for our tourists and guests. So, there is a section in the visitor's guide that has dining, but nothing where it just focuses on the dining guide itself. So we decided that this probably was a good initiative to undertake so that we could really emphasize our 69 dining options.
I was shocked, and I know you have mentioned this before, how many dining options there are. And some of them you were like, at least I was like, I didn't even know about that place. So there are a lot of, and David Barajas and I talked about this not too terribly long ago, and you and I probably did as well. A lot of hidden gems as far as restaurants are concerned that people, if you haven't tried these, you certainly need to give it a test drive, right?
Well, that was one of the things that I was excited about this, and it's interesting, Kyle, sometimes when you're in the middle of a project, you don't think about things, and then when you're in the middle of the project, you're like, well, that's a great way to help people understand some of the cultural cuisine that we have in our community. So give it a try. Go out there and have, spring rolls or pho at Jack's Pho House, or, the great thing about some of our little hidden gem Mexican restaurants, they're in the back of a Mexican grocery store. Right. And they have some of the best authentic Mexican food that you can get anywhere.
Right. We're talking about Zamora's, and I'm gonna go ahead and this is probably a shameless plug, and they're not giving me money to do this, but I got snowed in town about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. The only place that was open that evening was Zamora's restaurant or store. So I went down there. I knew they served food in the back, and I'd never tried it. I had only been in the store once. Mm-hmm. I went back there, and she said, what would you like? And I thought, I usually am kind of a two burrito kind of guy, but when she showed me how big
the burritos are
I was
huge.
I'll have two. And then I'm like, no, I better have one. And it was all I could eat, and it was unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing food. And we have that throughout our entire community. Right. We've got pizza and pasta at Mama DeGrito's, and we've got amazing pizza at Zeno's. We have our iconic Marshalltown restaurants and eateries that we have that everybody enjoys. But, there's all those other places. And I would just encourage folks to, get the dining guide. And the thing, there's a lot of things that I have really learned to appreciate about all the dining options. But one of the things is, the editorial in this speaks very eloquently about our community and our cuisine. And I would encourage folks to take time to read through that. But the other thing that I think it does really an amazing job of is there's categories. So, you can ask your phone, well, where should I eat in Marshalltown, or where can I get a pizza? But, if you look at the dining guide and you really want to know where you can get pizza, you just go to the pizza section, and it really breaks out all the different types of pizza places that we have. And, and so then there's that, and then there's also the ethnic cuisine. So there's fine dining, there's casual dining, there's ethnic dining, there's pizza, there's coffee and sweet treats. And then what I wanted to make sure we did was I wanted to make sure that we included the area eateries just outside of Marshalltown.
Okay. So what qualifies as an eatery? Because there are, when I think of, like if you go to the bowling alley, I know has been renovated, and I know they used to serve food, and it's really swanky now, by the way. But would that qualify as an eatery because you can get some food there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a restaurant where you can go and you can get food. I know there's bars and grills, and there's there's bars that serve, and I'm going to say this, probably get myself in trouble, bar food per se.
Right.
But this really focuses on where families can go and get a meal, or you've got your branded like Applebee's and so forth, but also your mom and pops, and then some of your local businesses. The other thing that I think people should appreciate about this too, Kyle, is the fact that we had a professional photographer that we worked with. He was here twice, and we actually set up appointments, and we came in and he photographed food dishes.
Wow.
So I think that's the other thing that's kind of fun about it, is it's not something that's just a photo that's dropped into. I mean, this is a very well thought out, planned layout for a dining guide. And this company that we used and that we worked with does this on a regular basis. So what's kind of interesting is that this is their first publication outside of Des Moines. So, and this is our first publication that we've worked with them using a high quality publication that we wanted to get out of it.
Right.
So it's easy to use. If you, and I should make sure that we talk about JBS and Iowa Premium Beef and the Convention and Visitors Bureau. You'll see that those are on the inside covers, front and back. Those are the sponsors that allowed us to make it affordable for the small businesses to participate.
Okay.
And so then you'll look in there and you'll see that we have category sponsors. So our category sponsors for fine dining, of course, is the Tremont on Main and Tremont Grill. And then for pizza, of course, is Zeno's Pizza. And then the next one I'm forgetting right now.
Well, would it be ethnic food?
Well, we didn't have a sponsor for ethnic food. But anyway, I know what it was, Quick Eats.
Okay.
So what was kind of fun about the Quick Eats, thank you for helping me out with that. So the Quick Eats category was actually sponsored by the Marshalltown Dairy Queens.
Oh yeah, both of them. Yep.
Because they said, well, we're already branded for ice cream, right? Everybody knows the Dairy Queen is ice cream, but they are really trying to promote the fact that you can get a quick meal, and you can run in over your lunch hour and get a quick meal, and so that's why they sponsored the Quick Eats category.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, little unknown fact about me. First date I ever took my wife on, big spender here, Dairy Queen.
No. Oh, I'm so sorry for her. But anyway.
That got me thinking about it, sorry.
So, but it was fun to work with, the area businesses. And so when you look in here and you see folks that have a picture in 20 words, like a quarter of a page, these are businesses that participated in helping support and sponsor the dining guide by participating with a quarter-page ad.
Okay.
So they get a little bit more front and center kind of a look than these are just a complimentary listing. And so the complimentary listing, regardless of who you were, everybody's listed in here. So.
Did you have businesses contact you because there are so many of those hidden gems that maybe we didn't know about, or did you contact them and go, hey, we're putting this guide together, we'd love to list you? I mean, how did that whole thing work?
It was a labor of love.
What?
Is all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah.
When you're doing something for the first time,
Sure.
and you don't have an actual dining guide to show them,
right.
All we had to show them was an example of something that we knew it was going to be similar to.
Okay.
Ours is a different size. We chose this size because we know that it fits in a number 10 envelope. It's easy to mail. We know that it fits in a glove box. It'll fit in somebody's pocket. I noticed at the holiday stroll, guys were putting them in their rear pockets. And so we wanted to make it easy and easy accessible, easy to read, and easy to use.
Okay.
So basically what happened is we sent a letter to all of the area dining restaurants. Mm-hmm. And we asked them for if they would like to participate, and these were the different ways that they could participate. And we heard back from, of the 69 dining options, maybe 5.
Really?
Well, people are busy, and we don't read our mail. Sometimes, like, if it's not a bill, it goes into a pile.
Yeah.
And when we have time, we read it. So then we did a follow-up email, and then we actually had to do a lot of door knocking
Really?
and just meeting with them and sitting down, because it was something that we needed to explain.
Sure. What about there are cultural barriers, somewhat language barriers, because we are an extremely diverse community. Hispanic and Burmese, just to name a couple. The language barriers had to be interesting to try to negotiate as well.
Mm-hmm. It was, and I will tell you that it was a blessing to have David Barajas come with me to some of the Hispanic restaurants, and he was able to sit down. We would sit down and have conversations. For the most part, everybody is pretty fluent, and it worked out really well. I think that everybody that has participated in this has been happy with the results of, getting an opportunity to get your business listed, getting your food up close and personal. Because, sometimes when you don't know about a restaurant, you're like, well, where can I get that? And you're like, oh, I can go to La Salud and get that. Sure. Or where can I go get something like this?
When you showed this to me, I was like thinking that exactly. Where can I get crab legs? I had no idea. Mm-hmm. I had no idea you could get those in town.
So not only can you get this seafood dish, but he does pasta, he does pizza, and he does the authentic Mexican food.
So where is this, the front one?
Mi Ranchito.
Mi Ranchito.
Yeah, and they've just opened recently. He's been great to work with. And though there's been some comments about how the cover photo was chosen, there was a recommendations from the publisher and the publication company that we worked with. 2 or 3, or actually there was 4 different covers that we could choose from. And I just thought we needed something that had a wow factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you figure, you go into a community and you're picking this up somewhere in the hotel and you're like, whoa, where can I get this?
Yeah.
Or, you can flip through it and go, oh, there's a tenderloin fries and, a pop, or, a beer or whatever.
Right.
But, I think people can get a real feel for what kind of food. And the thing that I really like about this is that it kind of talks about the world of flavors that we have here. So not only do we have 69 dining options, but we have a plethora of different ethnic cuisine that you just can't get in a community of 27,000.
Right. I would agree with that. When I was originally flipping through this, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that we had this or that, and it does speak volumes to the diverse ethnicity of our community.
Yes, and I think that's something that we need to be celebrating. And let's get people educated and excited and go out and dine in our own community.
Yeah.
Because, we all say it and we all do it, like, well, where do you want to go eat? Well, there's nowhere to eat in town.
Right.
Well, you know what? So my comeback, and I'm sure people are going to be looking at me going, she's going to say it, it's going to come out of her mouth. 69 dining options, 17 are in the downtown.
Yeah, absolutely. And Val has tried all 69. She has slowly but surely worked her way through this entire guide.
That might be something we should do.
You could do that.
A little passport.
You got of dining options. You got to get it stamped at every. If you complete all 69, you get a special prize.
Yeah. Free meal. I don't know.
That's really cool. So from start to finish, can you give me a timetable? You said, when we started this interview, you started thinking about it at this time. Can you give me a timetable on how long, production took?
We started working with business publications in August.
Okay.
And
it just came out.
Yeah.
All right.
So what was interesting when you have us put a spreadsheet together, right, and you're going to figure out who you're going to go talk to. So we have a list of all of them, and I looked at the bottom. I'm like, we have 69 dining options, and it's just like one of those things that stuck. That you have to tell people and celebrate that, because I'm not sure that we all know. Right. We live in the community. We eat here every day. We dine here on the weekends, and we have our favorite places, and sometimes we're just not
That's true.
about trying something new.
That's true. That comfort.
Yes.
Absolutely. We need to take a break.
Okay.
Real quick here. We're going to take a break. You're watching Discover Marshalltown. Val Ruff, director of our Convention and Visitors Bureau, is my guest, and we'll be back after this.
Finished up all my Christmas shopping. Ah, hey!
Don't let this happen to you. Don't set yourself up to be victimized. You have to be mindful during the holiday season that there's folks out there wanting to take advantage of the situation. There's plenty of shoppers around, there's lots of money, there's lots of presents and valuables floating around that aren't necessarily this abundant throughout the year. When you're parking your vehicles at nighttime, make sure you're in well-lit areas, locking your doors when you go into the stores. While you're in the store shopping, make sure that you pay attention to the people around you. Don't be flashing currency and credit cards. Don't carry these things loosely. So many times, if you go around stores, you see ladies that leave their pocketbooks in shopping carts or in bags unattended. This is not what you want to do. Make sure that when you take your presents to the car, you have your keys available in your hands. And if you have a newer model vehicle, keep your finger close to the panic button. That way, if a situation arises where you're confronted by a suspect, you can hit the panic button to cause a distress signal that other people can see to alert them that something's going on. Look around your vehicle as you approach it. Make sure that you put your packages and any kind of valuable items in a locked container, preferably your trunk, where it's not visible. You have to be extra alert this time of year because there's people watching you that have not so good intentions in mind. And ladies, remember, the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office also offers a women's self-defense course. It's called RAD. We encourage you to check it out. It'll help you with situational awareness and physical protective measures, especially this holiday season.
I'm John Ingram, and it is an honor to serve as your sheriff. The mission and priority at the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office is to serve and protect you, the citizens of this fine county. But we can't do it alone. This holiday season, please take every precaution to protect yourself from becoming a victim of crime. Sadly, this time of year, criminals prey on those who are distracted by the hustle and bustle of the season, causing the holiday to be anything but joyous. But these few tips can deter criminal activity and keep your families and your valuables safe and secure.
Welcome back to Discover Marshalltown. Val Ruff with the Convention and Visitors Bureau. She's the director, is our guest, and we're talking about the new dining guide, which was just recently released, and there's 69 dining options in our community. And what'd you say, 17 of them are
in the downtown?
That blows me away.
I know, because when we think of the downtown, we only think of Main Street, but the downtown area.
Right. Were there any in particular that you kind of went, oh wow? I mean, was there one or two maybe that you were like, I mean, because first of all, this picture was an oh wow, and I know that's why you put it on the cover. But was there anything that you went, oh yeah, oh yeah?
Well, there was a few of those. What was really good for me as the director for the Convention and Visitors Bureau, it was good for me to get in and meet everybody, meet the majority of the restaurant owners. Some of them are small, if they have a grocery store and the restaurant's a part of that, then it gave me an opportunity to get to meet them, shake their hands, sit down, talk to them about, and then when you get to deliver the product, it was very rewarding for me, and it was a great opportunity for me to get to know them. But I think the coolest place, I'd have to say, is Laura's Bakery.
Now, where is that?
Well, I know that it's on...
Is this an in-home business?
No.
Okay.
She's located across from Via Chihuahua. It's Laura's Bakery, and of course I don't have my readers on.
Okay, that's on page 37.
37. And she has the most amazing baked goods I've ever seen.
Okay, 24 North First Avenue.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Got it.
So she also has a bakery on North 3rd Avenue, and she's going to be combining them. So I'm learning about, their businesses and what they're trying to accomplish, and she has amazing stuff. You go in and you grab a tray and get your tongs, and it's kind of like going into the old-fashioned bakery, and things are on trays, you just pull them out, and if some things are on display, and
cool.
She's got, and everything's beautiful. It's got all that, you know, beautiful sugar, and they look like shells. And that was probably one of my biggest ahas. I really had a great time. I go on there now on a regular basis. So see, it was just...
So how much weight have you gained since this came
Probably
out?
a lot, but we aren't going to discuss any of that on the air.
I noticed these aren't scratch and sniff photos. That's what I was really hoping
but, you know,
for when it came.
The other thing was, you kind of learn, what was fun is that you learn about people, what they wanted their featured dish to be. So I'm looking at this one here, and this is a Calvin Rockets, and they have a steak salad. And you know, you go sit down and you read someone's menu, and you don't necessarily have a picture, right? And so you're like, wow, do I want a steak salad? I really would like to have a steak, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
You know, because you're spending money and you want to have a good product. Right. So it was an opportunity to look at what these restaurants wanted to feature.
Okay. So they got to pick.
Yeah, oh, they picked their featured dish.
Okay.
Yeah, we just came in and shot the photos.
Very cool.
So yeah, it was fun. And then, you know, this one here, you know, the area eateries, it was really fun to work with like Haverhill Social Club and St. Andrew's Bar and Grill and that place up on the Conrad Corner.
Right.
And so there's just lots of fun stuff in this. And we just had a really, really good time. And then when we went to one of the things that was kind of a fun aha moment, and when it came back, the photography came back, and I still love this picture. Probably one of my favorites.
What is that?
That is a red, white, and blue martini that Dallas made at the Tremont on Main.
And that's your centerfold.
Well, I guess. This is really the center, but I guess we could. I just love that it's a beautiful photo.
It is.
And it just shows the elegance that you can have when you eat at the Tremont on Main.
Absolutely.
And so...
okay, let's talk here about an online presence.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit how you're developing.
Well, it is available online now. So if you go to our website, www.marshalltown.org, and you click on the Visit tab, because that's the CVB, you just scroll down and you'll see the front of the dining guide. You just click on it, and you just click on it, and it's a turn page. So it continues, you just click it and it turns, and it goes through the sections. I would encourage folks, I'll repeat this again, is to read the editorial. It's a lot about our history. It's a lot about the ethnic cuisines that we have and what makes us unique to other communities. Right. So that it's online there. And then also when you click on places to eat, there's little hexagons on there. And if you click on the hexagon that has this on it, it's digital. It's the same digital dining guide.
Okay, so we know we can get it online. Physically, where can we find it?
Well, our distribution strategy, I should let folks know too that 10,000 copies were made. This is a 44-page publication, and you can get them here at the Marshalltown Regional Partnership office. They are available at the hotels. They are available at the restaurants. They are available in relocation packets. So individuals that are looking at Marshalltown, if they're coming in and they're looking at our schools and what we have for restaurants, I think this is a nice piece that speaks. I'm very proud of it. I see it as a real asset for our community. I think it speaks in a real positive way about who we are and what we have available.
Agreed.
And then corporate recruitment packets. So, our corporations, and we're a very global community. Emerson has travelers that come in, and I know Lennox has worldly travelers that come in. JBS, that was one of the things. When I was talking to JBS about being a presenting sponsor, they're like, well, we want these because we have people come in globally on a regular basis and want to know where to eat downtown.
Right.
And not necessarily in the downtown, but where to eat in Marshalltown.
Absolutely. So will these be, I could see this when you go to conventions and I think State Fair when they have, in the Varied Industries building where they have communities and they tout all the wonderful things in their community. I could see this being a real neat marketing toy for our community when you're out and about, not here.
Right. It's a great marketing resource.
Yeah.
So
toy was probably not the best word.
So yeah, it's a high quality marketing resource for our community, and even communities beyond outside of Marshalltown will have these as well. And if people want to come to Marshalltown to dine, we hope that they pick this up, and this is a reason they come here to have lunch or
Absolutely.
take their spouse for a Valentine dinner or something.
So we're at 69, currently at 69 dining options. Let's say 5, 6, 7 years down the road, we exceed that, and we certainly hope we do as far as dining options are concerned. Do you see another one, being developed?
Well, the shelf life of this is 18 months.
Seriously?
Yeah, we think it'll be 18 to 24 months. That's how we sold it
Right.
to the restaurants and the
Okay.
business owners. We sold it to them as a 18 to 24 months shelf life.
Okay.
And I mean, it would be fabulous if all of these were still in business and we had some new ones. Well, we already have a new one. We got the Flying Elbow.
Right. Yeah, the Flying Elbow.
We got the Flying Elbow,
true.
and
The-
so
the
he didn't
truck.
quite make the cut,
Right.
but we'll definitely. So there's always going to be. So maybe there will be a food truck section in the next 24 months.
That would be kind of cool.
It would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So there's all those unique kind of places, and we want to make sure that we feature those in here.
So I have not gone through this completely, but these are dining options that are available to the general public. We're not talking private, like cafeterias at.
No.
I wouldn't think
like
that.
the Elmwood Country Club is not listed because you have
Right.
to be a member.
Okay,
so these are anything open to the public for families, individuals, travelers, guests, tourists, anybody in Marshalltown.
So when you were putting this together and you kept going, oh my goodness, there were 67, 68, 69, oh my, we need to add another page. I mean, I'm looking here, not counting the back cover, you're at 42 pages.
Yeah.
I mean, did it blow you away when you were
Yes, yes.
starting to put this away
Well,
to get together?
Here's kind of a fun story to share with you, Kyle, is that when we originally put this together, I was told it would be about 27 pages.
Really?
So when they got the information and they got the editorial and they started laying out the photos, and we were sending them all of our restaurants and they were putting together the ads, they realized in order for it to be a really quality publication and be user-friendly, it needed to have additional pages.
Wow.
So
That's a good problem to
yeah,
have.
yeah.
Really?
So the Des Moines Eat and Drink Guide is 52, and ours is 44.
No way.
Yes. So doesn't that make you feel
That
special?
does, yeah,
I know.
absolutely.
I am super proud of this.
One of the things that kind of surprised me about going through the guide was I was shocked at how many places I have not eaten. I mean, you were telling me off mic that you think you probably have. And we joked about this,
Yes.
that you probably have tried all of them, and you indeed probably, growing up here, you probably have.
Yes.
But there are so many in here.
Now, like A1 Thai, and that just came to mind because I think I just opened it up to that.
Right.
That's actually located at the mall.
Okay.
And I know that she has kind of specific hours that they're open, but
Right.
that's, if you like that Thai food.
Right.
And then we've got Vietnamese
Right.
and
Jack's Pho House.
Pho, yeah.
Is it pho?
pho.
Pho?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I have not been there, so that's definitely going to have to be.
And it's
that's
in the
right-
downtown.
It's right down the street
Yes.
from where I work.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
Absolutely.
And slip into some of these little Mexican grocery stores. It's just fun to go in there, and they have full meat counters and all kinds of food and things available unique to their cuisine.
Yeah.
And then you can go into the restaurant and actually dine. And
I like you included Hy-Vee and the different places to eat in there. Because
within Hy-Vee.
Yeah, within Hy-Vee, because it's just so much more than the cafeteria area. I don't know exactly what you would call where you sit there to order breakfast, but there's so many other options there to eat. I thought that was neat too.
Yeah.
And obviously Haley's.
So there's an educational component to it.
Wow, I am just blown away. So anything else you want folks to know about the dining guide before we wrap up?
I would just say if you're listening and you don't have a dining guide, you can come down here. You can go to an area hotel. They should have them. The restaurants that supported the dining guide are in there, and then on and above. Anybody that would like copies of these, just call the office at 753-6645 or email us at cvb@marshalltown.org and let us know that you want some, and when we're out running them around, we'll be glad to drop some off.
Did you mention, speaking of ways that we can find the guide, did you mention earlier that when you do the welcome bags,
Yes.
You did.
Yeah, so folks that come in, if you're having a meeting or convention here in town, you go ahead and let us, we know ahead of time that 30 people are coming in. We'll put these in the welcome bags.
Awesome.
So they do get these in welcome bags.
Very cool. It's the brand new dining guide. Get it while it's hot off the presses. And 69 dining options, 17 of them are in our downtown historical district. So Val, thank you for being my guest.
It's my pleasure.
It's always fun. Val Ruff, our Convention and Visitors Bureau Director. That's going to wrap up another episode of Discover Marshalltown.